Hey, so I'm back in Stockholm. I have completed burning many barrels of oil in order to move myself back to Europe, where I will hopefully be for quite a while. In Stockholm, nice oil painting by my man Isco Art, and possibly in a room with more light than you've ever seen me in, because it is not my apartment and it is well maintained and very nice. So, yeah, today we're going to talk about something in the series of what I call logical faults, which are things we do as individuals to kind of remove ourselves from responsibility or make other decisions that don't really align with the things we actually think and believe in. So, yeah, let's go. So, it's the oldest trick in the book. You create some narrative of what's happening in the world to justify your actions against that narrative and not what's moral or just or responsible or true. It is done by dictators and individuals alike. It's the most tempting of the logical faults to commit. It excuses you from your own individual reasoning and knowledge and sense of right or wrong so that you can follow a perceived common path that's approved by the masses. In some cases, the things you justify your actions against don't even have to be true. But I don't think we ever shake the internal friction of what we as individuals believe and feel as right and wrong. It's there with us, and we have to deal with it in some way. Maybe we numb our feelings so we don't have to feel the dissonance between what we think we believe and what we do. Or maybe we change our fact model to support the things we're doing as opposed to seeing a potentially less objective view of the world and being guided by what is closer to responsible as opposed to what we already do or want to do. Wars are started and perpetuated, and people's lives are cut way too short over simplified narratives that remove understanding that was a critical element of truth. Leaders stand up on pedestals and tell you what others are doing, how others are breaking the rules, so that they can create a pathway to do the same thing, no matter how loose the facts are. All these things have been repeated throughout history many, many times, and they also get repeated throughout the history of our own lives as individuals. There are very good reasons in your individual life to hold on to and develop good fact models, i.e., develop good critical logic. Good reasons to not support lies of any kind you can detect and at least recognize them even if you can't change them. And good reasons to not base your life on your perception of what others are doing. Again, your perception. It's even good to follow those rules when you're using some or all of those things to support yourself in doing things that bring true value into your life. Yes, even when it seems that no longer committing those logical faults will mean removing something you value from your life. It's not worth creating lies, partial lies, or justifications built on external things to yourself in your personal ideology and the practice of your life. It's a rotten member of the framing and foundation you're building your life on, and it will endanger all your further progress the further you build on it. Society is known to take back what was unjustly taken, even if it happens infrequently or long past your moment. And the people around you see your core principles clearly over time. We don't trust a dishonest person, even if we see the value they're trying to protect. Things done without integrity don't last. Doing the right thing as we understand it is a limit on our lives in many cases. It may cost more money in terms of what we make or what our costs are. We may have less free time. We may get less of what we think we want. But limits and less create space for better. And there's an incredible amount of space available when you're not tied to where everyone else is and what everyone else is doing. And yet, the movement of those masses is always towards a foundationally more true reality, because that's where survival happens. You're not in the woods forever, and you can be a leader with your personal experiences. It's easy to do what everyone else does, but you write off your own relevancy and opportunity to express the power of yourself as an individual. Not to seek power, but to use your power and grow it in the service of an improved world based on truer things. There's no opportunity for foundational growth in lies. You can grow, but you'll always have to return to deal with the lack of structural and ideological integrity founded on things that aren't true. You build faster by building with integrity than without, because there's real timelessness in a true solution to a problem. Whereas in shortcuts and lies, there's only borrowed time. Borrowed time until you need to go back and address all the places you ran as fast as you could through. Running in the wrong direction is never wise. Better to walk in the right one. And for that matter, it's better to walk in the wrong one. Don't buy into false narratives from others if you can already detect a lack of integrity to the truth. People that have good arguments can talk about the counter arguments openly, and there always are some. And they can address them with ideas that are true and take your point into consideration. Good reasoning needs less and less emotion because you don't need to cover up flaws with distractions and diversions. Especially don't create false narratives for yourself. Especially don't create false narratives for yourself. Especially don't create false narratives for yourself. At least where you can feel the lies. It's okay to be wrong or not know what's right, because then you can keep your ability to solve a problem and improve the world. You stay focused on how to make your life a better place and not just choose to be naive or blind. Don't excuse yourself from your relevance. Seize it. Use it for yourself and for others. If you want to spend less time dealing with the still present problems of your past self, then live up to the integrity of your future self today. The best version of you is already here. It's just waiting for you to assimilate into that next you. Logical faults are super challenging elements of ourselves, and I just hope that you think about this and do your best to try and root out as many lies as you can in your life, because they don't do you any benefit. Have a great rest of the day.